Hey guys, Matt here, bringing you episode 3 of our, of the 12 games in 12 months series. In this episode, we're going to be continuing with our snake game, and what we're actually going to start doing is key input and key movement and stuff like that. Okay, so what we need to do to start with is we need to come all the way up to the top and add another thing. So add comma key listener. Now they do have to be capitalised. I was pressing Control, which doesn't help. Now if you import that, it's going to ask us to add unimplemented methods. So do that. And then if you go all the way down to the bottom, we're now going to have 3 new methods: key released, key pressed, and key typed. Now the only one we're really interested in is the key pressed method. And what we can do with that is we're going to be handling keyboard input. So if we clear all of that off and then organise it. Okay, so key pressed. When a key is pressed, these 3 methods will notice it and it will give us a key event. So what we can do is we can say int code equals e dot get key code. And what that means is we've now got an instance of the key code. So you can then say if code equals key event dot vk up, which is up on the keypad or up on your keyboard, and we can copy this, or vkw, so either up or w, and then if we copy all of this, just add 3 more. So what we're going to do is up, down, left, and right, which is going to be W, S, A, and D. So we've basically now got our key manager set up. So if we go all the way back up to the top, I'm just going to use page up, get there. We're going to create a new boolean, private boolean key pressed. That's going to be false. Now if we come down to our tick method, we're going to say key pressed equals false. Now what we're going to do is every time a key is pressed, we're going to set it to true. So just above e.getKeyCode, we're going to say if key pressed return. So if a key is already being pressed this update cycle, then don't run the key pressed method, because we don't want the player to be able to, say, put in 3 or 4 inputs, because then they can actually turn around directly into the snake that's following them, which is not a good thing. So what we'll say down here is, actually we need to do a little bit more validation on this. If we come into here and say and, so I'm going to put that in an extra set of brackets. Do that with all 3 of these. Okay, now what we're going to do is going to double ampersand. Now right, what we're going to do for directions is up equals 0, down equals 1, left equals 2, right equals 3. So if we cut that and put that up here so we can remember it, we're going to have to make sure that dir, which is going to be our direction, which we'll make shortly, we've got to make sure that direction doesn't equal left, so 2. Here, dir doesn't equal 3. dir doesn't equal 0. dir doesn't equal 1. So now if we go all the way back up to the top, we can create a private int dir, and that's going to equal 1 as the default. So we're going to start moving down as soon as the game starts. So now in start, we need to just make sure the direction stays 1 when you start a game, so you don't want to start the game moving up into a wall. Okay, excuse me. So now we've got this, we can say key press equals true. Now we can copy that into all 4 of these, and then we can say that dir is equal to the direction that we want. So in this case 0. dir is equal to 1. dir equals 2. dir equals 3. So that's our basic key manager. That's all we're going to need for now. So if we just organise all of that and get that formatted, that's all we actually need to do for that. So what we need to do now is our tick method. So if we come up to tick, which is just above here, and we're going to call a method called make move. Okay, so public void make move, and what we're actually going to be doing is we're moving the head. We're not actually going to move the entire body. That's the perk of using a stack. So we're going to need to create 2 integers, head x, and that's going to start as 5 times 16, 20 even, because we're using a 20 pixel tile set, and head y equals 5 times 20. But what we'll just make this slightly easier on ourselves. We'll just organise this slightly, put these all the way up here, and we're going to create a integer, a static integer, which is going to be our tile size. Private final int tile size. That's going to equal 20 in this case. So head x equals 5 times tile size. Head y equals 5 times tile size. Okay, so what we're actually doing is we're going to move the head x and head y, and then we add that to our stack. So in make move, we're going to make a switch statement. So switch dir. Now what a switch statement is, if you don't know, is it's basically saying if this, or if this, if this, if this, and each if statement we want is going to be a case. So we're going to say case 0 for direction 0, break, so it doesn't continue down, case 1, break, case 2, break, case 3, break. Okay, so in case 1 we're moving up, so what we need to do is going to say, because of the Java coordinate system starts at the top left and moves down to the bottom right, for case 0 we're going to say head y plus equals, minus equals tile size. Head x, in fact we don't even need to change head x, and then here head y plus equals tile size. Case 2 we're moving left, so head x minus equals tile size, head y plus equals tile size. Now there's only one thing left we need to do to make the key input work in this way. So we have to say in here add key listener this. So we're just adding the key listener that we want as this class. So in make move, we just have to say now. We will actually process collision detection in a later tutorial, but for now I'm just going to say snake body dot add or dot insert even position 0, so turn numlock on. Position 0, new segment, head X, head Y. Okay, so if we organise that, insert, why is snake body insert? We're not going to insert, we're just going to say snake body to add, then we get rid of the parameter of 0. So new segment, head X, head Y. So if we save that, and what we're going to do now is come into segment and we're just going to set a colour. So g.set colour dot red, because red is the most superior colour of all. So if we organise them and if we save that, what we should see is nothing, because we're not actually rendering anything. So if we quickly come over to render graphics G, we're going to say for int I equals 0, I is less than snake body dot size I plus plus snake body dot get I dot render G. So now, if everything's worked, we should see a snake rendering on the screen. Okay. Okay. So that's it for this tutorial. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.